Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar today, the live Q&A webinar. My name is Danny. I am part of the educational staff. I'll give you the webinar today. This is, like I said, this is a live Q&A webinar. This is to give you guys a place to ask questions and to give, obviously I'll have more time to answer the questions that you want. We will begin with testing that everything is on the audio side, that everybody can hear me properly and can see the screen here. I've opened some chart. You can comment in the question section. Okay, all right. Very good, very good, very good. Okay. Okay, so let's just hit the road. First, I'm gonna make sure that everything is recorded. By the way, this is a good time to say that the webinar is recorded and will be uploaded to YouTube in a later stage. Okay, I'm gonna assist you reading the disclosure over here. Then I'm gonna give you a couple of seconds to read it by yourself. Okay, any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only. It should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Okay, I'm gonna give you another 10 seconds to read it while I'm checking that everything is recorded, and then we will begin. All right, perfect. So we're gonna go through the agenda, what will happen in every step of the webinar. Like I said, my name is Danny. I'll give you the webinar today. Feel free to ask any question at any time, and I will address it accordingly. Now I'm going to explain what will happen in the webinar in every step. So first, we will begin with the previous questions that we have in the previous few webinars. By the way, we had a great webinar today. I also want to welcome and invite the people who want to join for a bit more practical webinar about how the platform works and how the company works, which is the Ultimate Forex webinars for beginners. We usually do it on Wednesday at 11 UK time. Okay, so first we're going to begin, like I said, with the previous questions. Then we're going to go with the dynamic questions. This is actually the segment where I'm going to put down questions that you guys are shooting at me dynamically through the webinar. You can ask anything you want, but first, obviously, you can see the questions that are here, and then to see perhaps there are questions that you wanted to ask and they're already written, which I'm going to answer. Okay, on the third part, we'll have a bit more information page with some links and some very interesting things that will assist you carrying on your journey. And then on the fourth part, we'll speak a little about the analysis, how it looks like, how you can approach it. And on the last part, we'll have an open discussion if we'll have enough time for that, with a surprise that the most common request that we get through our webinars is that some of us will give a session about the market, a personal one-on-one session, not like this webinar, but really one-on-one session, which will be given you through a benefit that I'm going to give you at the end of the webinar. I'll give you a code. With this code, after you make a deposit, you can enjoy a live one-on-one session. Okay, so let's just get down to business. Let's open up the previous webinar questions. By the way, anyone has anything he would like to ask before we hit the road? Anything about anything? It's written right here. It's written right here about the leverage. This is why I said, okay, Timothy, it's written here. So, a few questions that we have is, how can I make a trading plan? You explain about leverage. This is what we had yesterday and apparently just now. How can I get information and education about the market? This is a common question. This is why I kept it from last week. And can you explain about margin? Also the same story with leverage, which I'm going to explain in a second. And what is a good capital to work with? Okay, can anybody assist me with how can I make a trading plan? Let's pretend I'm a new person. Okay, I'm a new trader. I have absolutely no idea what am I doing, what asset to pick, how am I trading. Now, I need some kind of a plan. I need to know. I'm not just clicking on. Let me just show you the platform. I'm not just clicking on random things and hoping to make money, but I want to have a plan. I want to have consistent growth, and I now want to run the account just like a business. Every week, every let's say a month, I'm planning to make a certain revenue and to withdraw my profits. Now, how can I, as a new person, as a new trader, can make a trading plan? Anybody has any idea? Some kind of a trading plan, not necessarily a business plan with sophisticated and just a regular trading plan. How can I make such a plan? Okay, I could go to a financial advisor, but you took it to the next level. Okay, what I'm asking right now is how can I make a trading plan that is basic, but will let me have guidelines? If you can elaborate, Josh, I'd appreciate it. You can ask somebody to help. Okay, so in this case, how can I make a trading plan? There are lots of solutions. You can find out in the internet. I'm not going to explain how to make a trading plan because this is going to consume the whole session. But an individual that can assist you with the trading plan is called a senior account manager. I know you've heard that term before, senior account manager. And those guys can assist you with a trading plan, with guidelines, and with regarding risk money management, regarding analysis. This is exactly what they do here. Okay, senior account manager. How do you get one? You make a deposit between 500 to 1,000. You go to the live chat. Okay, deposit 500 to 1,000, and go to the live chat and request a senior account manager. Okay, and then you can address the senior account manager with a certain budget that you would like to make a certain profit, and they will assist you. Okay, just to understand, trading plan doesn't need to be sophisticated, it just need to give guidelines. All right, can you explain about leverage? Okay, who can tell me what leverage is? Let's look at the platform. Who can tell me what leverage is? I now have $10,000, okay, in my account. I want to trade one lot of Euro USD. Okay, I want to trade one lot. Now, hypothetically, this is gonna cost me almost, just a second. Let's bring up a notepad. Perhaps I should put it in the presentation so you guys can enjoy it. Just a second. Let's bring up notepad. Okay. So the value is, we had open Euro USD. The value is $100,000. Obviously, because of one lot, right? This is obviously 100,000 units of currencies. Okay, therefore one lot. Okay, let's look at it together. One lot, 100,000 euro, perfect. Obviously, it's less because the comparison between the euro and the dollar is not exact, right? It's not 0.99. So in this case, I couldn't take the position because I only have 10,000. But thanks to leverage, now when you're trading CFDs, okay, or contract for difference, you'll be given with the leverage. Most of the people think that leverage is a bad thing. Okay, beginners. Is leverage a bad thing? Guys, if I'm trading with leverage or I'm trading without leverage, does it make any difference? I would like to see more answers. More answers. If I now have $10,000, I took the position right now. Please, why can't you? Mujaidu, you're asking about deposits, but again, I think this is a little more personal to ask a senior account manager. I can't assist you. I'm sorry. You can try and go to the live chat and ask for assistance with making deposits. Unfortunately, I don't know the particular case, but you can try and make a deposit, and obviously go to the live chat and I will assist you. By the way, if anybody has any inquiry regarding customer service, you can go to the live chat, get an immediate answer, or you can send an email to CS. Let me just put it here, cs@avatrade.com, and the team is gonna assist you. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't have an answer for that. Just try. Okay, so leverage is gonna let you occupy a bigger position, but it doesn't have an impact. Once I took the position, it doesn't have an impact on how much I'm gonna lose. Okay, because without leverage, I couldn't have the position in the first place. Without leverage here, I would practically need $100,000 to take this position. Yeah, but the actual margin impact is 250. How so? Because if I'm going to step back and I'm going to look here at the I, I'm going to find that the leverage here is 1 to 400. Now, if we divide 100,000 by 4, that's exactly what we're going to get, right? Just to understand. Now, margin is the interpretation of my balance multiplied by leverage. That means right now I have a leverage of, just a second, my balance is 10,000, 10,000, right? Multiply by 400. This is not, my funds are not gonna be bigger, but my margin, my strength with the leverage is how much? Who can give me an answer to that? On Euro USD, what is my margin on Euro USD? How much is 10,000 multiplied 400? Okay, how much is 10,000 multiplied 400? Right. So Sahil wrote down 4 million, which is the correct answer, 4 million, but it's not exactly 4 million because I have what we call the margin impact itself, right? We have those 250. Just a second. We have those 250, which is going to occupy the margin, right? So that means that for Euro USD with 400, 1 to 400 leverage, my 10,000 will behave as if I had 400. But if I pick another asset, my leverage could be different. It means that the leverage 1 to 400 is only for Euro USD and other currencies. But for Tesla, my 10,000 will behave as if, okay, Tesla is 1 to 10. That means multiply by 10. How much is that? 100,000. Now again, it doesn't mean that AvaTrade is giving me $90,000 to trade with. This is not the case. Just the strength as if I had 100,000 for the sake of Tesla. Okay, it's not a loan. Now, this is the margin. The margin is a balance multiplied by leverage, giving you a certain strength to do something. It lets you take a bigger position with the same balance. Okay, this is the leverage. Is this understood? This is regarding two questions. This is regarding the leverage and the margin, because this is those questions I got yesterday and apparently now today in the beginning of the session. Is this understood? Okay, so we can carry on. We can carry on at the moment. All right, perfect. And the margin, we said that this is margin. This is the balance multiply leverage. Okay, equals. We could say that I think we've explained quite well what margin is, and margin is, like I said, is compared based on the leverage. If I have 10,000 and have a leverage of 1 to 50, so it will be 50 times as much. Okay. Obviously, margin level, just to understand another tiny thing about this, if we are already on it. Okay, what happens if I can comply to the margin that I'm supposed to? But this is, Mujahid, this is exactly what I'm explaining. Which is better taken by a trader? Lower leverage, higher leverage, or normal account deposit? Look, higher leverage means that I take more. I can take even more units. We said that leverage take allows you to take bigger position, right? Now, if I'm planning to take, let's say something that is running because Tesla is closed because the US market is closed. Now, if I have a leverage of, let's say 1 to 10, right? 1 to 10. So my 10,000 will be as if I add 100, right? Okay, in this case with corn. So the position here, 67,000, will become, sorry, this is not the right leverage. The leverage in this case is much higher. It's not 1 to 10, it's 1 to 33. Okay, so my account with 10,000 will be, the actual margin impact is going to be, just a second, only 2,000. It's only going to be 2,000. 2,000, okay, margin impact. If I have a leverage of 1 to 50, as an example, okay, that means 10,000 minus, if I had 1 to 50, so 67 multiply, sorry, 67 divided by 50, that's, okay, in other words, the higher the leverage, the lower the margin impact is. Okay, the higher the leverage, the lower the margin impact is. If my margin would be 1 to 2, unfortunately, I would have to take, I wouldn't even be able to take the position because I have 10,000, and this will behave as if I had 20, right? 1 to 20 leverage. So my margin impact will be, I can't even take the position. Okay, is this understood? This is why your question about what is better, I can't really comment what is better, because lower leverage means one thing, higher leverage means another thing. Normal account deposit, that means that you can just, with a higher the leverage, you can take bigger position, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's good or bad. That depends on the strategy. Because if I want to trade one lot, I need higher leverage with 10,000. If I only want to trade 0.1, so maybe lower leverages is enough, right? But because my balance is high, so I can't give you a, a formal answer regarding this, because that depends on the what you're planning to do. Okay, I hope you understood. Okay, let's carry on at this point. Let's carry on at this point. Any more questions regarding this? But this was a good question, but unfortunately, like I said, I can't really give a one-sided answer. Can I get information about the market? So how can I get information and education about the market? So this is a usual question that we get. This is why I kept it. One of the things is Trading Central. Another way is internet, webinars that we give, right? We have a lot of webinars: technical, fundamental analysis, live Q&A, ultimate webinar, forex webinar, and what else we have? Academy, right? And also senior account manager. The reason that I'm putting him down, is because usually the senior account managers that we hire are trading by themselves. Now, there is no better indication. Just a second, I'm sorry. There is no better indication than to ask somebody who is already trading about his practical experience, and to possibly to show me or to explain to me how he's doing something that perhaps if he succeeds and he teaches me, so perhaps I can succeed as much as he succeeds. Okay, not exactly, but obviously it's very good to get impression from somebody who's trading. By the way, just to bring it up, we have something called AvaSocial. Perhaps I can put it as an educational, maybe. So AvaSocial lets you, it's an app that we've developed. You download AvaSocial, you can see other traders there. You can just follow and copy other traders. They're not like a senior account manager, which a senior account manager is usually trading, okay? But in AvaSocial, you can get many different kind of strategies. You can get different variety of strategies, long-term, short-term. There are a lot of traders there. And the beautiful thing about it is you can copy somebody else. You can just link his account to his account, and then you enjoy what he's doing. Obviously, if he's doing it, if he's doing it well, he's not doing it well. So I probably I wouldn't link my account to his. Okay, just makes sense. So we have this one answered, this one answered, this one answered, this one. Okay, what is a good capital to work with? I think the last question that we had in a similar approach was what's the best amount to deposit? Can't remember exactly, but what is a good capital to work with? So what do you guys? Let me see in the comments in the question section. What do you guys think that is a good capital to work with? Let me see the answers. Write down what you think. What is a good capital to work with? Let me put the question here in the chat. What is a good capital to work with on the account? Jennifer, what you can afford to lose. Okay, that's good answer. More answers. What is a good capital to work with? I have 10,000. Is that a good capital to work with? 10,000? I deposit $100 to my account. Is that a good capital to work with? That depends on the first question that we answered. How can I make a trading plan? Each trader knows how much he's expecting to make that he'll be satisfied with. Okay? If I have a corporate and I want to make $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month, I would probably have a good capital to work with, which is much more considerable than a person who wants to make $100 a week. Okay? Which I need to prepare. If I want to make $100, so I can deposit, I don't know, a couple of thousands and try it with a couple of thousands. If I want to make, let's say, $5,000 or $10,000, so obviously I need to prepare to put more. Okay, usually that's how it works. Of course, you can compound a small amount to a bigger one, but that takes much more time, require a lot of experience, and it's much more difficult. Usually, we aim to work with a bigger amount than what we plan to make. So, what is a good capital to work with? A good capital to work with will depend on the trader's attention and trading plan strategy. Okay, those are good capital to work with is how much you have. Well, that's also true. But if I want to make $5,000 a week and I only have $200, not necessarily a good capital to work with, because it's very likely I'll wipe out those 200 before I'll even understand what happened. But again, miracles can happen, right? Just need to prepare it the same way I prepare to a business. I can't open a business with $100 and expect to make millions in a week. Okay. So this is your moment, guys. This is your moment to ask any questions you want. I'm gonna write down the first few 5 questions. Okay. So we have a few questions here. You can keep writing questions. I'm gonna take, like I said, the first 5. Okay. This one we already answered. Any more questions? I'm just gonna copy and paste. How many pending orders you should have? Okay. More questions? Any more questions? Okay, let's copy this one. Let's paint it in black. Okay. Also gonna paste in the chat the answer. Okay. No, this is the previous one. Okay. This is another one. What is the best time frame for a swing trade? This is by Mujahid. Okay. All right. Any more questions? We have a place for one last question. Oh, apparently I can answer on the question section. I didn't know that. That's good. One more, guys. No, actually two more. Okay, I'm gonna take this one by Clarence. Okay, Clarence. This is I'm putting it down, but you should prepare yourself that this question is. I'll do my best to give you an answer, but this question is the best stock to trade. It's really open for a lot of interpretations. Okay, if there will be a question along the webinar that is not a question that I've answered, I'll put it down. Okay, most of the questions that I see here are questions that I've already answered. Okay, guys, I've showed about should we combine technical analysis and fundamental analysis? The answer is absolutely yes, but because I like the question, I'm going to put it down as well. All right. I'm not sure I'll have time for that. Look, I'm sorry, Halil. Like I said, 5 questions is what I write down. But if I'll have time, I'll answer that as well. Okay. How many orders? This is by. Let's see. Any orders? Richard Chen. Okay. How many pending orders should you have? Look, how many pending orders? We have just to understand for the beginners amongst us, we have few pending orders, but I hope that this is what you asked, right? We have stop loss, take profit. Okay. Now, the question is not how many you should have, is how many do you have in the plan? So for instance, let's say I have a position with gold, okay? And I have marked stop loss, and I have marked take profit, and I have marked price, execute when price hits. As an example, I think what you asked is how many pending orders to trigger assets you should have, and not how many pending orders you should have, because each position that I take, I can have three pending orders. Does it make sense? This is the pending order. This is the pending order. And this is the pending order. This one responsible to trigger the position on the price that I choose. If now the price is 1763 and I want to open a position here, okay, I'm gonna mark here 1730, and if it gets to this price, it's gonna open me a buy. Take profit means that if I took this position and I want this position to be closed at let's say 1780, okay, so this is what's going to happen. It's going to close my position at that price. If I think that this is the lowest point for gold, that I don't want to carry on with my position, if it gets lower than that, I'm going to put here 1700, and it should close it on 1700. Beginner. So my doubt is if I invest $1,000, and if it's on $900, will the transaction get closed for 900? Aria, I am gonna write down this question. Okay, and we're gonna address this question right after the question that I'm dealing with at the moment. This is a bonus question, okay? It's bonus by Aria. Okay, so how many, so what I think this one and this one, I think this is the same question in a different way, right? Who asked this question? See? Okay, look, Shakulo, this is your question. How many assets should I trade at the same time? And Richard, you ask how many pending orders you should have. If, let's look back at gold. If I have, okay, let's suppose I have all this covered, right? We said this is 1730 to trigger. This is 1780. This one is, sorry, this one is here, right? Okay, and this one is 1700. So those are 3 pending orders. But I think what you meant, Richard, is how many pending orders to trigger assets I should have, to trigger positions. In other words, this is the same question, right? Am I right? Help me understand if I'm understanding you correctly. Or you meant how many pending orders on the same position? Because this is like I said now, you can only have 3. And if this is the same question, then I can put this one on the top and answer it right now. By the way, the answer, okay, just to understand, to not to leave you guys without any answer. Okay. The answer, how many assets I should have, that depends again on the plan. I'm sorry that I keep answering you to repeat myself, but this is depending on the trading plan. How many assets? I can have a 1 position with gold. I open 4 trades and 12 pending orders across various currencies. Okay. That depends on your plan. Look, I can decide that I want to make $1,000 a month, okay, with 1 asset, right? I can also decide that I want to make, let's say I want to make $1,000 a month with 20 positions, of 50 each, right? Okay, and then I need 20 positions. So the amount of positions, it depends on, again, that depends on how much you plan to make, and that depends on the margin. That depends of how much margin you have, and this relates to this question. That's just amazing how your questions connect to each other. You see how beautiful that thing is. It shows that you guys are making a lot of progress. So how many assets, that depends on the plan, and that depends on the margin. Depend on the plan and the margin level. Now this leads me to Araya's question. Shibin, okay? If I invest $1,000, if it's on 900 plus, will the transaction be closed? Look, as long as we comply the margin level, okay, I'm gonna write it here. As long as I can comply to the margin level, requirement or margin impact, okay, because this is how it's written here. As long as I can do the margin impact, my position will not be closed. In other words, if I have 10,000 here, and I am losing, let's say, how can I show it to you? And I'm losing 3,000, okay, even more. Let's how can I make it more? No. Look, I exaggerated considerably. This is 10 lots. It's 1,000 ounces of gold. This is a huge position, okay? But let's suppose I'm losing, which am I losing? $30,000, right? I'm losing $30,000 out of a balance of 10. Will my position be closed? Will my position be closed or not? Guys, look at here. Look, this is the margin requirement, right? I have to comply to 8,826. Can I comply if I'm losing 30,000? Can I comply? Absolutely not. What about now? Still no. What about now? Now I can. What about now? Guys, will my position be closed if I'm losing 9,000? Aria, this is for you. This is for you to understand. I have 10,000, I'm losing 9, and I have to comply to 8.8, almost 9. Can I do that? Absolutely not. What about now? Why did I keep changing the lot size? All right, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm happy that you understood. This was a good question, by the way. Okay. Okay, fine, fast. As long as I can comply to the margin level, my position will be opened. Okay. How many assets should I trade? Already answered that, depends on the plan. Those are answers, by the way. Let's put here. Okay. What is the best time frame for a swing trader? Who asked that? Let's see. Mujaido Ade Kunale. Mujaido Ade Kunale. Okay, you asked what's the best time frame for a swing trader. Look, I'm going to show you now what I'm going to show you. Okay, guys, those are months. Those are months, okay? Each of those candle, let me just confirm it. Each of those candles, look in here, okay? Each of those candles, this is August, right? July, June. Can you see that? I hope everybody can see, right? As a swing trader, the thing that I like the most, okay, if I was a swing trader, what I would look for is the best place to enter. That if I take a position now, I'm hoping that once it passes, maybe Boeing would be even a bit better example. Okay, this is Boeing, right? Now, whoever took the buy here, let me just show you that at the moment it's going down, right? So whoever took the buy here, perhaps, okay, whoever took the buy here, whoever took the buy here, once it passes this segment over here, right, this area, I'm already in profits in here. So as a swing trader, if I choose to enter around here, because I think we have a reversal here. If I entered here, all of this is profit for me if I'm swinging. All of this is profit since it passes this entry. Everything here is profit. Even if it's going down now, I can use what I call the trailing stop, okay, and still to get profits. Even if it gets down, I can do what we call a trailing stop and move the stop loss towards the price. So I'm still enjoying the buy motion from Boeing. Okay, it went up. I took a position here. It went up. Now, if we look at Intel, it's a bit different condition. And hypothetically, if I could know that Intel is going up, I could have obviously taken a buy here. But the problem is I have no measurement how far down Intel can go to. Because you see, the last time that it's been this low was 2017. I don't know if you guys can see this. I really hope you do. Especially who asked this? Mujahido. Okay, Mujahido, I hope that you can see here. Last time that it's been this low was 17. Now, I can safely say that if I take a buy here with the stop loss a little lower than my entry, right? My potential loss is gonna be small because my stop loss is close to my entry, and the way up, what I'm expecting is much higher. If this is the case, if my potential loss is much lower than my potential growth, which is this case 33, I could say that I'm expecting it to get to this level, give or take, right? If my stop loss is just $2 down and my take profit is $20 up, I'm very well composed. All right, I compose the position. It makes a lot of sense. So the best time frame to trade is for swing trading. It really depends on the analysis you're making. I could say it's monthly. I could say it's weekly, but it depends on what you're planning to make. In this case, if I'm looking at Intel and I'm aiming for this price, this could take let's see, this could take a little more than a year, right? But that means I'm gonna swing for more than a year. If I'm aiming for, I don't know, here, so it's gonna take, let's see, it could take approximately half a year, right? Maybe a little less, maybe 4 months, 5 months, or maybe more than a year. It's a really tricky question. What's the best time frame to trade? Because it also depends on the plan. But I hope I gave you an answer. What's the best stock to trade? Let's see who asked that. Okay, Halil Wajilo. So you ask what's the best stock to trade. I'm really sorry that I can't give you, a current answer, but this is really the best stock to trade. Every stock is okay. Every asset is okay, but it depends how you analyze it. I can make money with Tesla. I can make money with Intel. I can make money with Boeing. They're all good just as much, but it depends. Perhaps I can say the best stock to trade maybe depends on the balance. Okay, maybe it depends on the balance. If I'm planning to trade Google, still I can't really call it the best asset to trade because it's compared to Google already divided their stock about those guys. Also, same story, right? Maybe before they have done it. All right, then Tesla, right? So Tesla is bigger than Intel. We saw Intel is 33. Tesla is well, much more expensive than Intel, 10 times as much. As you can see here, 300, almost 10 times, maybe 9 times. All right, next question. Because all of the assets are great, I'm not supposed to, I don't know what's the best. Everything is the best for me. Should we combine technical and fundamental analysis? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. The answer is absolutely yes. I can actually use Tesla. Tesla dived this week actually yesterday, apparently. Okay, so Tesla is taking a serious hit. Who thinks that who think that this disaster is related to fundamental analysis? Who think that this related to fundamental analysis? That we have a fundamental. Let me write it down. Do you think that Tesla is falling because of something fundamental, or it's just decided to fall? More than 70%, by the way. What do you think? You think that something happened with Tesla, or just decided to collapse? Look where it's been, right? Last time it's been this low was more than a year ago. What do you think? Is it because of something fundamental? I bet 1,000% if I'm going to Google Tesla, I'm going to find something interesting to read about. Okay? Now, if I analyze the candle here, this is not something that I can rely on and on average or anything, right? Because it's just fundamental. But if I want to mix my technical and fundamental analysis, and I'm gonna go with something with gold, okay? And I don't know if you guys see the news, but I understood that there is a plan to defibrillate another $500 billion to the US economy. And because usually there is a response from gold to the dollar and vice versa, I can expect gold to move accordingly. As you can see here, change it to day, right? As you can see here, gold can respond to that. And if I analyze this part and I add the fundamentals, okay, I can understand that I'm expecting a response. It's not exact. I cannot say if the US is printing $500, I'm expecting a $50 movement for gold. I can't do that. Okay, it's not a formula, but I can at least know to expect gold to respond to the dollar movement. Okay, I hope it's clear. So this is a mixture of fundamental analysis, what US is printing more money, and we're analyzing the candle's size and statistics to understand where potentially it can go. For instance, if the dollar is going to get weakened because US is going to print a lot of money but no production, so gold is going to can go higher, right? If the dollar is gaining strength, okay, the gold can respond to that and go lower. Okay, so the answer for this is absolutely yes. Now, those are a few links that we would like to share with you. I'm gonna paste it in the chat. Okay. This is for you guys to enjoy. Feel free, whoever wants to ask any questions in the FAQ or to log in and make a deposit or to open a real account, okay, or to get to the academy, okay, the academy that I have spoken before. And this is, like I said, this is the special. Unfortunately, I think we have explained about analysis and fundamental analysis during the explanation. This is why we don't have time for that at the moment, unfortunately, nor to have an open discussion. But I gave you an answer to quite essential questions that you've asked, important questions by Arya and where do I get the reply of today's webinar? The answer is on our channel on YouTube, Frank. It's on our channel. You can see it as many times as you want. So I'm aware that I speak fast, but this is because I want to give everybody their answers. So you can see it again. Go to YouTube, search live Q&A, AvaTrade webinar. You'll find it. Next time, hopefully, we'll have a time for an open discussion. And the cherry on top of the cake, special promotion code, Q&A benefit to get, even if it's not from me, guys, you can get a personal senior account manager to give you a personal market review. This is one of the best things you can get. No other company is going to give you that. Okay? Make a deposit. Use the Q&A benefit that I wrote down. Can everybody see what I wrote down in the chat? Because it's worth this thing worth money. Can everybody see that I wrote it in the chat? Oh, good. Oh, good. It's in the Camila. It's in the chat section. If you click on the webinar, if you click on the chat section, you can see it. Oh, great, great, great. Okay, so we guys, we have another minute or two. Okay. Anybody who would like to share with me any insights, what he thinks about this webinar, or any questions about anything so far before we say goodbye for today? It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. I'm happy that all of you enjoyed. Like I said, I'm sorry that it's a bit too fast, but there are so many things, and I'm trying my best to satisfy everybody. Yeah, I'm glad that you enjoyed. All right, so it's been a pleasure, guys. Hopefully, we'll have another webinar next week, as usual. And that's it. Hopefully, you'll make a lot of money. I wish you best of luck with your trading, and we'll see you in a week. Have a good day.